Hello guys, hello. How's everybody doing? We'll be starting in about uh 7 or 8 minutes. Getting ready here, guys, getting ready. It's Tuesday already, guys. It's almost midway through the week. It's almost the weekend again. Hope you guys are ready. Almost New Year's as well. I am tired today, boys. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys had a great day. Uh oh, you working folk? The week is almost over. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a short one. Guys, welcome to the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, I know we got started a little bit late. Thank you for stopping by. Might as well do this while we're getting ready, guys. My name is Frank Gallows, and I stream every day, folks, or as often as possible. Usually on the weekdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when I like to stream. We go for a couple hours. I am thinking about changing the schedule to stream a little bit longer, but we'll see how that goes. I gotta do some stuff IRL, and get ready. But we are going to continue our playthrough. This is the Rifle Spear build. We'll get all this stuff out the way. So if you guys are following along, the plan is to get to 50 Vite, 50 skill. I do think we're going to add a little bit of strength and blood tinge. We might go more strength heavy. Kind of like a bootleg quality build, I guess you would say. We are using Lone Survivor as the starting class, as the origin. If you're really trying to optimize this, I would do Cruel Fate to get 15 Arcane, but that's more for PvP. The important thing is if you're using the Rifle Spear, you get a 50 skill, and I think if you want to use the Blunderbuss a lot from it, 25 Blood Tinge. That might be more optimal. So, yeah. Also advise getting thrusting gems, honestly. We're probably going to go for some thrusting gems when we can. Yeah, so that's the build. We're focused on the Rifle Spear, guys, so the secondary weapon will be subject to change. We just kind of have what we have right now. We can take a look at the gems. They're physical gems. These are stuff you just get in the game. You're going to want, like, to start always farming some Winter Lanterns. You're going to want to also go into the Chalice dungeons. You'll end up wanting like 27.2 or 3 physical gems if you go in the physical route. I think the thrusting gems, or they're called like adept gems, they go a little bit higher. You're gonna have to Google that, folks. I'm not too sure myself, but we will eventually find some. Also, I'm out of breath. Excuse me, guys. I am out of breath. We'll be fighting Orphan today. I'm pretty sure we can beat him. I did do some farming for blood vials, so we have some more blood vials, guys. Uh, some more Quicksilver bullets. That's about all I did. We didn't raise any levels or anything like that. I did switch the runes up too. We could take a look just for this boss fight. So we have more Blood Vial runes. These are Communion runes right here. And then we have Claw Mark for the Visceral, assuming we could get a Visceral attack off. Just for that extra damage, if you have like 2 or 3 Claw Marks, you might want to pop those on if you're really good at doing counters. Or you could do the standard like HP up runes and everything like that. We have a basic stamina recovery speed up rune as well. You can see we're kind of missing on some of our oath runes, kind of lacking. We're gonna have to fix that. And if you guys are wondering where you can farm some physical gems at, you can farm some in the DLC right before the boss room. You just take the lighthouse hut down. Take the shortcut down from the lighthouse hut. Right outside the boss room, there's 2 Winter Lanterns walking around. You kill them, they'll drop some good blood gems. A lot of them are droplets too, which means they could fit in any slot, I believe. Let's just take a quick look. I don't think I have any droplets though, so let's find out. Yeah, so you see droplets fit anywhere. Right, unfortunately this is blunt attack up and we are using a thrust weapon, so that's not going to do us any favors. But if you fail to get anything like for your slot, for your weapon, whatever it might be, try to get some droplets. It's easier said than done, I will admit that. And just make the most of it. If anything, level up. Try to level up a little bit. Do keep in mind when you beat Maria, the doll will have extra dialogue, and when you beat Orphan and Kaz, the doll will have extra dialogue again. You won't be missing much, guys, so if you've already passed the point where you've beat a Gurman and all that stuff, don't worry about it too much. It's not too much of an issue. So, The plan is to be Orphan and cause, right? That's the first plan. And then we can wrap some stuff up. We do have to finish Canehurst Castle. Where's Canehurst at? Is it over here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There you go. You can see we didn't beat the boss yet there, I don't think. So we can wrap up Canehurst Castle, guys. We can wrap up Alfred's quest line and get his Orphan, which might be a good idea. We will start the challenge dungeons pretty soon. I think sometime this week we will start challenge dungeon, blood gem farming, and then we can eventually get them into PvP. We're sorely missing a lot of runes. We're sorely lacking in a lot of rune marks. Like we need some, you know, if you're good at PvP, you really do need those HP up runes. I will be honest with you guys. Yeah, we need those clockwise runes. You want the level 3 and the level 2, right? So you want max HP up by 15, and then you want max HP up by 10. Usually that's what almost everybody uses, and then the third slot is kind of like a wild card. Unless they're running a very specific build, but generally you'll find most PvPers do have those 2 runes on. Yeah, we'll get into that soon. As you can see, we haven't really done any of the challenge dungeons, aside from the first one. So we're gonna really start diving into there. Hopefully it's entertaining. I know they're an acquired taste, so we're gonna have to be ready for that. And it's almost time to get started. Not quite yet. We also changed our clothes up. Right, we're trying to survive. So I have some defense here. This is the Howard garb. You will get it naturally if you just play through the DLC. So don't worry about getting it too quickly. Right, but it has some good physical. It has some decent arcane defense, and those little orbs he throws, those little eggs, are arcane. And you know, he just hits like a truck. So hopefully this helps a little bit. I expect to die a lot still, but I think we'll come out on top today. And we can take a look at our Orphan Spirit. It is plus 10, guys. Bop, bop, bop. There you go. That's the build. That's what we're gonna use. And I can do very quickly an example of the blood gem farming before we get started on the boss. Hopefully I don't die, because I feel like it's quite easy to die because they do cast a lot of frenzy. Keep in mind when you're farming, guys, you might want at least 1 eye rune on as well to get, you know, an increased drop rate chance on like different items, because they'll drop like stone pebbles and I think blood vials and stuff like that as well. So don't get discouraged, guys. It will take a little bit if you're farming these blood gems. And this is an easier farm. These aren't top tier gems, but they're pretty good. They're pretty decent. I think they're like 21 or 22% gems. For physical damage, mind you guys. I'm not sure about other types. Right, so you just take this elevator down. There's the boss room, right? But to the right is this hallway. And you might want to send this elevator back up, because you're going to teleport back. So just ignore that. You'll hear the winter lanterns. I'll put a sedative on. Don't forget, when they see you, they will start casting frenzy. Crap. Oh, crap. Is that death? Well, that's a way to start a stream, huh? Epic fail. We'll do that one more time, just because now I'm feeling salty. Now I gotta do it. Now I gotta do it. I don't expect anything to drop, by the way, right? This is just kind of an example. And this is also why you send the elevator back up, in case something like this happens. That's exactly why I sent it up, guys. Yeah. I was just showing you guys. Do keep in mind when you fight these liners, though, that you will... The easiest way to kill them is to kind of parry them and visceral them. Usually, as long as you land it. Luckily, we bought all our stuff beforehand, so I'm not too worried about my blood echoes that I dropped on the floor. See, this is what you want to do. Now, keep in mind when you do this visceral, you will be invincible. So the frenzy didn't really affect us too much. Unfortunately, that one got me, but it's not too bad. And they'll drop whatever, right? So we'll just take a look. Quicksilver bullets. Quicksilver bullets. But they will drop, I promise you guys, they will drop some blood gems. Alright, with that said, we are going to get started, so we'll head back to the Hunter's Dream. we'll buy some some hunter's marks, and then we'll get into the boss. Hopefully we could get him the first couple tries. I don't want to sit here for like half an hour or an hour. It's gonna take a while. Let's go ahead and let's head on back. Let's spend these blood echoes while we got them. It's not many. Not many blood echoes at all. Do 5 of those, and then we'll just grab some extra blood vials. Uh-oh. Okay, so we're ready. Let's get started, guys. Orphan and cause time. He was real disrespectful yesterday, right? So I think he deserves this spanking that's coming at him. I'm excited to finish this build because I do want to get into PvP with him, right? I do have another build with the rifle spear. You know, because I'm kind of like testing out what stats I think is going to work. Oh, well. My other build, we can look at it a little later. But this one will be slightly different. I think this one will be better in the long run. I'm hoping it will be. Because we're trying to get like the maximum damage we can with the actual weapon itself. Right, so, stay right there, Orphan. Stay right there, actually. You know what? Let's try something. Uh-oh. It didn't work, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, that hurt everybody. I do think it's better to side strafe him actually, because when you back up, he just outreaches you, and he has a pretty long range. It's like deceptively long too. Oops, that was a misclick. I really thought I dodged it. It might be better to dodge though, right? Assuming I have space. You always have space there. Well. That's probably better. I believe that is called blood tapping, which kind of actually was bad for me there. Wow, that was a one-shot. One-shot. Well, that's okay. It is going to take a few tries, I do believe. We're going to have to get acclimated again. I hope it's in the elevator back up. No, let's try not to forget that. Yeah, we gotta try to get good. He was one of the tougher bosses, that's for sure. There, you know what's funny? There are a few weapons I do wish were like they turned into like weapons for us to use. That is one of them. That's a very interesting weapon. I'm not sure how they would implement it because the range is ridiculous, right? But it could have been another like kind of like a threaded whip option. There's a couple enemies in the challenge dungeons that just have flaming swords and crossbows as well. Very interesting weapons. A lot of the Dumerians have like, well, some of them have staffs they turn into crossbows. It actually has a lot of range, so be careful with that. Fully timed. Let's try not to get hit with his like buckshot placenta. That's it. I really want my bullets. That's the lightning? That is the lightning. Here comes the thunder. This is the pain right here. Yep. Onto the bottom. Got him. Okay. Well-deserved victory. Good fight, Orphan. And we did it, boys. That's the end of the DLC. Do remember you have to kind of like free him from the dream, right? So this is his spirit. This is the Orphan Akaza's spirit. It's still in her womb. I believe this is her. We can take a look at it in a second. Right, so this is Kaz, right? Or some say Kazum. Washed up on the shore. This is the general story of what happened. They washed up on the shore. Everybody in the fishing hamlet came together and they began to worship it. They began to harvest the eggs that came out and everything. Like, you know, it was covered with parasites. So instead of fishing for like fish, they started just using this great one. Started worshipping it. Then the hunters came over here and they bodied everybody. I started like, you know, massacring everybody, looking if they had eyes on the inside. And that's what started this whole this hunter's nightmare garbage. They couldn't leave well enough alone. Because I do believe, even though these are like fish people, they were happy with their lives. But let's go ahead and sever the connection.
Every child of Kos turns to the ocean. A bottomless curse. A bottomless sea.
So, you
Accepting
know,
of
all
that
these
is
Lovecraftian type beings, these
can
aliens,
be.
they might as well just be gods, right? They can exist on a different plane of existence, so the body didn't matter so much for them. And that's oh, Rattle Blood Vows. That is the end of the DLC, guys. We do have a couple things I think we can wrap up here. I'm trying to think of what we can possibly do. Hmm. There is some stuff in the. We'll look at that later. We'll look at that later, guys. Okay, so let's pop some blood echoes.
Very well, then.
All that, and we only got a couple levels. Well, we only have what, exactly one. Okay. All right. Do keep in mind, guys, right before the DLC came out, like you could easily beat the game around like level 70, I believe, level 70, 80. So we are in range for the end of the first playthrough, quite honestly. So we're done with that.
Farewell.
Okay. And as far as we didn't get any droplets or anything like that. We'll probably do some farming a little bit later. What I want to do is we will wrap up Castle Cainhurst. Hopefully that's not an issue. And I think we'll just have what we have on for now. I'll wrap up Alfred's storyline, and then we can possibly go into the DLC and grab some of those vermin. Maybe. Uh, Generally, guys, what the plan is, because we're not getting the third ending, which is the one where you transcend humanity. So if I were to beat Gurman right now, it would force me into New Game Plus immediately, and we do have some stuff we need to do here. That's why we're holding off on actually just like ending the game. Yeah, we're gonna finish a couple storylines. We do have to get the Confederate storyline wrapped up as well, so we'll see what we can do about that. I'm proud of myself. What was that, 2 attempts? We got them. On top of the like 5 or 6 from yesterday, right? But we set out to do it, boys, and we did it. Unfortunately, this is like the fastest route back to this boss. And you can fall off here very easily and die. Which I wonder what the regular layout of this castle is, right? Because it seems like you can only get to this particular area through this path, which is a lot of rooftop climbing. I know it's like this because video game, right? But the layout is a little odd. Here, another boss fight, guys. This one should be easier. I'm not gonna say it is easier because we're probably just gonna die here too. Knowing me. He's kind of a cool looking boss. He is very annoying though, mostly because of these spells he casts. Yeah, very annoying. We're gonna be in for it, guys. Try not to fight him there because he has like an invisible wall where he can't fall off, but we don't have that luxury. So just try to take your time. This is obviously stuck in over. That's not him. Ah. Kind of waited for him to do a certain move. There it is right there. You really want to take care of this as soon as possible, because it rains down swords. Definitely not as bad. Keep in mind, guys, we do have a plus 10 weapon. We're technically at the end of the game, for the most part. Technically. We don't have that many bosses left. This is cleanup, boys. Alright. And we gotta take off this ridiculous crown. Let's put on our Herald hood.
I claim no subjects, but here lieth our throne. Kneel afore us, or get thee gone.
So, most of you guys know, like a lot of Souls games, right? Bosses and enemies, they do get repurposed. I do believe Marta Lagares was actually supposed to be the king. First of all, he looks just like someone from Cainhurst. Like, he's tall, he's lanky, he looks like a Temerian. And he doesn't dress anything like any of the Vile Blood Hunters, right? Any of the Executioners. And we could say it's because he's a higher rank, because he's the commander, but he's dressed like royalty. Right, and when you go down into the labyrinths, right? When you go down into a certain depth, there are Thumerian elders, and they look extremely similar to him. So I do believe he was supposed to be the king. He also seems to use the horrific blood curses, right? If you guys remember, I don't have it, but we do have the Executioner's gloves as a hunter's tool, right? And that basically shoots all those, so like he shoots a boss version of it, right? But this shoots down like little wraiths that follow you, and that's what he does the whole fight. And his scythe is a blood scythe, right? So I do believe he's supposed to be the king. They just kind of repurposed him.
Visitor. Moon-scented hunter. I am Annalise, Queen of Castle Canehurst.
And we've done this before, right? So we're just gonna swear the oath. Swear the vile blood oath.
Now,
Now, when you join the Vile Bloods, guys, this is more of a invasion kind of league. The only thing you get for being part of this is the rune, and then if you offer one blood drag, you get one extra emote. So other than that, you know, you'll just be on the scoreboard or the leaderboard. At this point in the game's life cycle, you'll never make it to the top, so get that out your mind. It's just not going to happen. Just offer her one blood drag, and then you can go ahead and wrap up her part of the storyline. But we'll wrap it up early, though, because we will eventually... there is a way to bring her back from her estate once we get her there. Make sure you grab... did we grab that key in her summons? I'm pretty sure we did. So if you want to finish off this questline, right, Kane Her Summons is right here. And just make sure you get it. We might have enough for another level. Hopefully we do.
Very well.
I think so, huh? Nice.
Farewell, may you.
But you might want the rune on top of that, guys. You know, these oath runes, as you can see, this one is a continuous heal near death. It's only +1, but it can save your life. It could give you a little bit extra time to get a blood vial out. That's a pop one. You know, it's not going to protect you from a one-shot. So these things, they do come in handy, aside from just having the oath on. And now we'll finish up Alfred's storyline. We'll get his rune. Keep in mind when you do join the Vile Bloods, you do get an extra set of armor here, and it is very commonly worn in PvP. As you can see, the physical defense is extremely high, 120. The blood defense is 120. It's pretty good. Unless you're doing Fashion Souls, right? But a lot of the sweaty tryhards, myself included, we do wear most of the Canehurst set. Right, let's compare it to like Tomb Prospect. You see, it's not even anywhere near as close. Right, has good defenses across the board. So do keep that in mind. Try to join them if you're gonna be like really into PvP. You might want to start out with this set, or your hard goal set, if you're not at that point in the story. Let's go talk to Alfred. Can I tell you guys a secret? I actually really like this weapon. It makes me frustrated to all hell, but I do really like this weapon. Okay. I know where we're going. We also have the Physigradia in our second hand for just fun. It interrupts enemies. We're gonna see what we can do with that if there's any shenanigans you could pull. I don't think it counters. I think it just stuns people. We won't use it right now. It's more of a 1v1 thing. Crap, we're going the wrong way. We're going the wrong way. Let's correct ourselves here. Alfred moves right outside the door to the Forbidden Woods. And we're gonna assume that he couldn't go in there because he didn't know the password. That's why he's kind of just camped out. And this is kind of a faster way since we went the wrong way to begin with. Right, we're just gonna shortcut it out. Luckily, at this point in the story, a lot of these giants are sleeping. You don't have to worry too much.
Is that the sigil of Canehurst? I've heard tell of Canehurst nobles and their amusingly pompous invitations. Wonderful. I thank you profusely.
We're talking with our.
I will depart immediately, but first, a token of my gratitude. Ah, I feel my master's hand at work. Praise the good blood, and let us cleanse these tarnished streets.
So, after you give him that, he will go directly to the Labyrinth Queen's chamber. I guess he just walked up in there and mopped everybody up. That's what he's made to do anyway, right? He's an executioner, so he went over there. He just beat the crap out of everybody in that castle by himself. Made a note to the chamber. He must be pretty strong. I know it's a lot of loading screens, boys, but you know, that's just how Bloodborne life is.
Master,
Also,
look,
guys. Oh.
I've done it. I've done it. Smashed and pounded and grounded this rotten siren into fleshy pink pulp. There, you filthy monster.
That would be a good emote.
What good's your immortality now? Try stirring up trouble in this sorry state. All mangled and twisted, with every inside on the outside for all the world to see.
There you go, guys. This is what he did to her. As you can see, she's actually not dead, really. You can see, like, her organs, I guess you could call it. They're still moving. Her red jelly. See, that's the thing that sucks about being immortal. You do need a degree of invulnerability, or else something like this happens and technically you're still alive, but what kind of damn life is this, right? You want to have it paired with something where you can heal very quickly or not get damaged. A lot of people don't consider that. Right, maybe also, I guess it depends on the type of lore for your immortality, right? And there you go, you get the awesome roar emote. If you want this emote, guys, you will have to do his story. Right, you will have to finish this quest. It's very good emote. I like it. And he loses all his marbles. That's all he's going to say, so. Now we're at the very, very tail end of his quest line. Don't forget, guys, that's not the whole quest, right? You have to go back to the place you first met him at. which is what we're gonna do. Man, it's almost a new year already. It goes by so quickly, doesn't it? I don't know. I still remember being a teenager, like it was just yesterday, huh? That's how it usually goes, I suppose. Okay, let's wrap this quest line up. Like I said, you do have to go back to where you first met him at, which is all the way over here, in Cathedral Ward. If we die here, I'm gonna be very embarrassed. So let's try not to die here. Also, I feel like I've been streaming for a good length of time at this point, right? It's been a few months. Pretty proud of myself. Pretty proud of myself. Maybe we'll do like a New Year stream where we can just kind of chat a little bit. I admit I was hoping I'd be farther along in terms of like tech we had, for the stream, but that'll still come in time. It's not a big deal. So there you go, guys. There he is over there. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, this is you're basically watching like a stream, right? This was streamed live on Twitch. So if you guys want to watch me live and chat with me, if you hear me talking to other people, that is because this is part of a stream, and you're just watching a restream, right? You're just watching something else. You can definitely watch me live. There's a link to my channel in the description of the video, guys. You can also sub to my YouTube if you want. That's not a big deal as well. I do want to grow both channels. I also... we'll talk about it later, right? But there you go. That's the end of his quest, right? And then you have his room. We'll take a look at it once we head back to the Hunter's Dream. I thought my brain malfunctioned for a moment. I do think his Orphan is pretty good too. I think at least. Let's go ahead and look at it. So there you go. That's the Radiance rune. It's not bad at all. The Vile HP recovery up. We're not gonna read it, but there it is. So if you're hurting for HP, right? If you're carrying a lot of blood vials, if you're like Chalice Dungeon, hunting, right? Exploring, whatever. It is good. It is a pretty good one overall. Might even be good for PvP, assuming you can get the heal up. And we can take a look at some of the gear here. I don't think we can afford it all. But you do get the gold Ardeo, right? For getting the badge. Logarius Wheel is here. It is good for arcane and I think strength builds. Mostly arcane builds and strength builds. Or slash strength arcane hybrids. They will be using this a lot. It is also very good for poisoning people if you have the right gems. It's extremely dangerous. See, we're missing a lot of stuff here. We will work on getting the blood echoes up to get it. And okay, so we have all that complete. I think we're almost done with everything here. Right, all we have left is Murgle's Loft. aside from the Chalice Dungeon exploring, I would say we're damn near complete with everything here. Okay. Okay, we're in a good spot. So I do think what we should do before we start getting invested in the Chalice Dungeons is we should probably try to maximize the damage we have with the Rifle Spear. And luckily, since we do have access to the DLC, like I said, we can farm the Winter Lanterns a little bit. And I do think that's what we're going to do just for a little while. Keep in mind the first few challenge dungeons you do, they're going to be pretty easier, but once you start getting up there, you will need to have better damage. Hopefully, all the experience you get in there will help out. We'll pop the Iron right here. Right, you should be getting blood echoes, etc., etc. So you should be leveling up while you're in there. But don't rely on that whole like just challenge dungeons by yourself to level up. You know, gems should be dropping, but we will farm some gems here. We'll try to get a... I do think they're like 21, 22. I want to say like 22 might be the very cap of the gems here. So we're going to need... assuming they're 3 droplets, right? We're going to need 3 droplets. And it will help out our damage pretty good. Not great, but pretty good, guys. Oh, we can even start off at the coast. Should we take a look at the coast? And just take a look at the ambiance? Alright, so here it is, right? This is where she washed up. I have to be careful because I don't know how far this goes out. I'm getting nervous. Let's put this little light on. Right, but there's a, like... As you see, the hunter's eye is gone, right? The blood drunk hunter's eye. So I do believe we actually freed all these hunters from the nightmare. These nightmares, you know, they're supposed to collapse story-wise once the host dies. But for gameplay purposes, you can go back in. Okay, this is an invisible wall, so they don't let you fall down there and die, luckily. Something to note is these ships, right? These crashed ships here. I do believe you can see the masts from other layers of the hunter's dreams and the nightmares. Because if you didn't know, all these like realities, I guess you would call them, are stacked on top of each other. So you can see these from different areas. And if you look down from the beginning of this part, you can see, I believe, Yarnum. Right, if you look down from the very beginning of the fishing hamlet, you can see another city down there. That's also why, at one point when you're going to get the whirligig saw, you do see one of these snail women kind of just drop down from one of the dreams. Because she somehow felt, she like no-clipped, right? If you want to do like backroom stuff, she like no-clipped to reality and ended up there. I used to like the backrooms a lot, and then I guess it got too popular and people started just making stuff up, and it turned into another like infinite IKEA situation. I'm really into like creepy stuff. I used to like creepypasta a lot when I was younger, and then it got too much, and then I like SCP, right? X-Files, cryptids. I'm into all that stuff, but unfortunately once the fan base gets too big, it starts going off the rails a little bit. I know I sound like a hipster, but I just realized I'm gonna die. I just realized that I didn't have my pistol in my hand. I had the brass knuckles, which was very bad. That was extremely bad. But it's okay. I'm not too worried right now. And luckily we don't have to really take too long of a shortcut. Let's Let's take this fist off. There we go. I do think I was testing out the fist and the shield. Unfortunately, we don't have the stamina to, the endurance, I mean, to use the shield properly yet. Also, luckily for us, we don't have that many blood echoes as well. But what I will do is put some sedatives on, just in case. We could also use something with some decent frenzy resistance, if we're going to be farming here. Crap. This is death, guys. Why don't we do that right now? You know how I say a lot of times the clothes don't matter? It kind of matters sometimes. But these are to be expected. They're like one of the more, it's mostly just because of the frenzy, right? If they didn't have the frenzy, you wouldn't be dying so easily to them. Do keep in mind my insight is kind of high as well. The more insight you have, the faster your frenzy will build up. 49, 50, 45, 44, 45, 56. Okay. And we're gonna be a little mismatched here, but I want some good resistance here. Oh, right, the Graveguard stuff is actually pretty good. Okay. Not better than that, though. I know we're gonna look a little odd, but it can't be helped. Okay. There we go. I do really like this hood. I wish in future Souls games I am more into customization, right? So I know it breaks the lore a little bit, but I do want the ability to like dye our gear. I know that might be asking a lot, but please Miyazaki-san, please let me dye the gear. There you go, that's a lot better, isn't it? Okay. There we go, that's pretty good. And we'll take a look at them in just a second, right? Ah, blunt attack. Wait a minute. Ah, blunt attack. Unfortunately, this doesn't do anything for us. Right, we really want like we want physical gems, or we want like thrust at least. I do believe the depth ones could come in blunt and thrust. I'm pretty sure at least. Unless I'm thinking about sharp. I could be thinking about sharp gems. This is a whole like, mini system in itself you'll have to get into if you want the maximum damage, right? If you're one of those boys, which I think we want to be. Especially for a weapon like this. We'll give her a moment to catch up to us a little bit. Oh no! I was gonna say we weren't ready to face them. A tempering damp legend. Let's take a look. It might not be too bad. We're gonna have to get rid of these because we're never gonna use these, I don't think, so we'll get rid of them. There it is right there. Guys, do you think it's gonna be a good gem? Let me know. while I grab some water. We'll take a look at that gem in just a second. Hopefully, it's what we need. We're gonna need three of them though, so we'll try to get some decent ones before we head on. At least like 20%, right? 21. With that said, guys, I'll be back. That was pretty quick, huh? I'm back, boys. So, moment of truth. Ah, so this is actually a really bad gem here. Mostly because it gives us attack boost, but then it brings down our attack a lot. So it's really worthless to us. Really, really worthless. On the bright side, we can mark out. Oh, we won't do this too long, right? We'll do like maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We do kind of need those gems, and then if anything tomorrow, we could start like the Chalice dungeon runs and really, really get in there because we're gonna have to do a lot of dungeon exploring in there. It's gonna be a while, guys. But I am eager to get this PvP build started, right? We're gonna need to get some more runes, some better damaging gems. Hopefully we'll be in a good state. This is very bad right now. I think this is death right here. Yeah. Expect this a lot, guys, when you're farming these enemies particularly. I usually use the blunderbuss when I'm fighting them. Just because it's a little bit easier for me to parry, personally. We might want to spend our insight as well, because our insight is kind of hurting us, but it'll be alright. I think I'm gonna have to actually try to grab the fringe gem as quickly as possible because this is death right here. New plan. Why don't we spend that inside? That way the bar goes up even slower. Like I said, we won't do this too long. Maybe another like 10-15 minutes we'll just farm this, and then we could probably get started on everything else. So let's go ahead and spend that inside. We can also try to kill Murgo's Wet Nurse. I'm sure if we walk in there, that is Invasion Central. So I'm sure if we walk in there, we might get invaded. That and the Nightmare Frontier are pretty notorious. Uh, this isn't too bad. Oh. Oh, we can only get one. Well, let's make sure there's nothing else we need here, right? Okay. So there's nothing else we need. No costumes. We'll get another chunk. And we have 7 insight left, so why don't we get... Okay. That should help. Should help. No promises. I also do think we have a blunderbuss in our inventory, so we're going to switch over. I do think there's all my insight leaving my body. That little aura we had there. Hopefully we get like at least 2 gems will be satisfactory. That'll be more to my liking. So we'll just wait right here, because I know there she is. Won't surprise him. Surprise. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Crap. Well, we got the first one. Like I said, this is bound to happen, so we can cover it a lot. Luckily we're close enough that it's not an issue. That's kind of why I didn't want to farm in the Emergo's Loft, because there's a whole elevator ride down. Even though there are 3 of them, there are 3 Winterlanders there. Hopefully we just get lucky and, you know, within the first few runs of actually picking up gems, because we picked up a couple, but not too many. I have been dying to them fairly quickly. So let's just try it again. I don't know what happened here, but okay. There's our first gem. Okay, so let's see what we got. I mean, this is alright. The attack versus the kin is kind of shitty. Really, what I go for is the stamina down or the weapon durability down. This one's not bad. I'll hold on to this one. The versus beast though, that's an issue right there. Okay, so we have at least one decent one. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. So we do have, let's just take a look again. This one is pretty good. Do keep in mind, I believe that the weapon durability doesn't stack. So if you have like 3 weapon durabilities down, it's not going to affect you too much. It kind of annoys me though, because the rifle spear it doesn't have that much durability to begin with. Right, so it does get on my mind. But one of them is not too bad. We'll just have to come back and repair a little bit more often than usual. Fight it. Fight it. Nope. I guess it didn't work. And unfortunately, they do kind of just stand there a lot of the time. Oh. Oh. Oh, hello. That was a decent looking one. Okay. Alright. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, I think we're set. I think we're set. Do keep in mind, I believe these are droplets, so they're never going to be the best. Right. Droplets are basically out-of-shape gems, so they could go anywhere. They're never going to be the best, but they're a good placeholder, and if you have nothing else, honestly, like, you know, it will be the best you can do, especially if you're just farming in this DLC alone. Pretty good, I'm happy with them. We'll pop those in. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw the despicable infant remark. Up out of insight, the doll turned back into a doll. Sorry, no more waifu. Okay, so we have the gems, right? Let's pop these off. That's the 18. Here's the 21. And like I said, I do prefer the increased stamina cost just because things don't cost too much stamina to begin with. And usually if you're doing like what I do with the rifle spree, which is a lot of charge attacks, you'll only get one good charge attack before you need to replenish your stamina anyway. So this one is perfect for it. It's not the greatest, mind you. I do think 27.3 or 2 might be the highest. For physical at least, I think it's 27. But we'll pop those droplets in there. We sure will. We'll pop that 21.5. And since these are out of shape, since these are droplets, as you can see, they go anywhere, which is the nice part. So we don't have to look for a triangle gem. We'll just take the weapon durability one down. Yeah, we'll take that one for now, and if we find the better one, then we'll replace this one in particular. And let's take a look at our weapon now. So physical attack is pretty good. Keep in mind, physical attack also affects like the blood attack. It affects the blunt attack. If you have blunt on it, right, it affects the thrust attack. So it is pretty good overall. We want to specialize with the thrust attack though, so eventually we will find some like pure thrusting gems and you know, stuff to up the scaling. So I think we'll go for those down, you know, down the line. Right, and let's just take a look at our right-handed weapon attack. Almost 500. I think that's pretty good. And we can go back to just regular claws. I think this is fine for now. Not bad, guys. In terms of gem cleanup, like I said, you can just do this basically. We'll keep that one just because it's 18. If you want to sell them, which we probably actually should be doing, they're not worth many blood echoes, but they're worth a little bit. The better ones are worth more than others, of course. We'll keep like the 15%, you know, the 18%. This one though, attack versus the kin down, we won't be using this one. We might be able to use it for PvP though, that's the thing. We'll hold on to that one. Right, the arcane ones we're never going to use, so don't worry about those. This was actually not bad. We'll hold on to that one for now. Use your best judgment. If you just kind of, if you have access to internet, which I'm hoping you do, right? Just do a quick Google search or just check on your phone. whatever. A lot of people do like specific gems. The only reason we will keep this one is because it has HP regen on it, so we'll hold on to that for now. Even though I'm pretty sure we're not going to use any, this might be decent. Since this is a circle gem, it does fit in our weapon quite nicely. I think we'll be putting that in one of our pistols. I think we're good to go. So there we go. I'm doing some cleanup. Uh-oh. Excuse me, guys. I have to plug in everything. Everything needs to charge. I was not prepared for this stream at all. There we go. Okay. So we're doing good, guys. I think the only thing left for us to actually do is start getting to work on the challenge dungeons. We can also, you know what we'll do? We'll get up to Murgo, basically, and we won't beat them. We're in a good spot. I'm fairly happy so far with this. We should take off this iron when we're not going to need it anymore. I'm happy with this so far. Not the stamina one, actually, not the HP one. Okay. This is fine, guys. Let's go ahead and drop our blood gem in there. And our pistol. I have a feeling that we're going to need these, so let's go ahead and do this, actually. Like I said, we are going into a very specific area where I feel like we can get invaded, so let's just be a little bit more cautious. We're actually making pretty good progress. We could easily, like, get to the end of the game and beat it tonight. Which wouldn't be the worst thing, honestly. There you go. Whenever you see that symbol, that means that we can get invaded quite easily. So there is a trick over here, guys. You can see there's these fat birds. And that's what they are, guys, these fat birds, right? Now, you can bait them into fighting the shadows of yawning, like, just running over here. And they will start fighting each other. And you can pick them off as you see fit. Quick and easy, right? It saves you a lot of hassle with those shadows because they are more of a pain in the ass than these guys are. And if you just go this straight path, you're basically done with this whole area here. But you can hear the bell ringing woman is over here, or the bell ringing maiden, whatever you want to call her. She's down here. I do think there's like a bloodstone chunk or two down this path. Keep in mind, if you kill her, you can't get invaded anymore, I believe. I don't know if she keeps coming back every time you respawn. Mostly because it has been a while. Also keep in mind, if you kill the boss, you can't get invaded anymore either. You can only invade. So if you're into invasions, you might want to hold off on that. But that is up to you guys, right? If you're trying to get into it, there are better places to PvP unless you're like into invasions themselves, right? And you don't want to duel. You know, if you want to invade, that's a whole different kind of gameplay style as opposed to dueling. Were we here before? This is open. You probably were here before. And we'll grab, there's another item back here that we passed by. We'll see what it is. We should probably just bite the bullet and just try to beat the game tonight. I do think the challenge dungeons stay open. I should probably Google it actually, because we are going to need to get to New Game Plus. That way we have access to the Burial Blade as well, which might be the backup weapon we're looking for. I just want to make sure we have absolutely everything before we get started, right? We have all the cannons, we have everything we need. If anything, we will end the game tomorrow night and we'll get started on our second playthrough. It'll be more of us getting ready for PvP, honestly. Let's just check around this corner, because I feel like there might be an item here. No? Were we here before? Feels like we were. And the lack of items feel like we were here before as well. Yeah. Yeah, we did the thing already. We did all this stuff. Okay. Okay. So I guess we grabbed everything there was to grab. We got a Reverend Izzy. He sent everybody off to the Okay, so I do think we're mostly done. What I think we will do is we'll just get this boss out the way, and then we'll check on Yosefika's clinic. You know, just for some extra cleanup. I don't think there's anything here. did get the quiet ball. Right, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So we did do a lot here. Unless we get caught up in her little slack chop, I do think we'll just have a pretty easy time overall. Wild. I try to brute force it, but obviously it's not the way to do it. I was just making sure the clone wasn't there. Unfortunately. We're just going for our strongest attack, basically. Okay. So as you can see, like when we get to the Hunter's Nightmares, this is like pretty much the end of the game, right? So if you have anything else you need to do, if you need to consume like the 3/3 chords, if you've gotten them for that storyline in particular, for that ending, you might want to do it now before you go talk to German.
Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Very well.
Do be careful, guys. If you talk to him, that's pretty much it. Right, you're gonna be forced into a boss fight. You can exit out, or you can just simply die if like you don't want to end the game yet. But whatever you do, you know, you have to do it now. We'll check on Yosefka's clinic. We'll actually see if we can get the 3 chords, right? That actually might be better. Although we did get that ending already, right? So it will make more sense to get the second ending, and then like next time we could just get the first one just to get it. That way we have all 3. Although I feel like we killed her to get her rune, huh? We did kill her before. excuse me, guys. Um, we helped her delete herself. I'm not sure what we can say on Twitch. You know, it's a very like double-edged sword, right? So some people could say some things and some people can't. But we did defeat. There you go. We did defeat Yosefka. I'm pretty sure. Imposter Yosefka. Yeah, she's gone. Because we got the Odin Rive rune from beating her. Right. So technically we did get 3 third chords, huh? Because I do think you get 4 of them just in case you lock yourself out the quest. No. No, that's not right. That's not right because we didn't get Ariana, so we missed one. We didn't get Yosefka, so we missed one. We just got these 2. So we did miss out on 3 of them. Okay. Okay. Just making sure. So like I said, the biggest issue with ending the game now, guys, is that I don't want to be forced into New Game Plus right away, right? Because I'm not sure if you keep the chalice dungeons that you've opened up. And we kind of need them. We kind of need our chalice dungeons. That's the thing. Even though we have 1 chalice dungeon up, so I'm not sure how bad that is, honestly. We also won't be able to go into the DLC and farm those blood droplets. Right, so like I said, if you need to farm anything, damage up stuff, runes, droplets, blood gems, you might want to consider that before you end this playthrough, because you can't go back, boys. Right, you might want to grab all the gear you can get, because I'm not sure if you keep all your hunters runes. I'm actually not sure on that. So why don't we pop some blood echoes, assuming we have any. Oh, we don't. We don't. Bad time, boys. Bad time. We don't have any. Okay. Alright, so we have a couple options, actually. We have a couple options. What I think our first one is we can go into the Nightmare Frontier and see if anybody's in there and see if we can get some practice in. We can get started on the challenge dungeons, which I do think we'll get started tomorrow because that'll be like a whole stream basically of us going through this challenge dungeons and trying to get to the good ones. I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. So what I think we will do is we will go to the Nightmare Frontier and we'll see if we can get some practice in. We will talk briefly about the PvP because it is a little janky. I do expect to lose because we don't have all the basic runes. Everybody in here that's like invading or expecting to be invaded, they have the top tier stuff. Right, they have all the runes, they have the best HP up and stamina up stuff they can possibly get. Keep in mind, when you kill this boss here, you can't get invaded anymore. So we didn't kill Amygdala, that's good. So we can kill Amygdala later. When you kill Amygdala, guys, he does drop another chalice. So we might go do that as well. We'll do like 1 invasion. 1 or 2. Maybe 3. Okay. Perfect. So that's what the plan is for tomorrow, right? We'll get Amygdala out the way. And then we'll get into the challenge dungeons. That should be pretty good. And hopefully we get some invaders going. I don't expect us to win, guys, mind you. Like I said, most people, they run both HP runes up, so they have 25% HP up. And usually they'll have like a stamina one or like a defense reduction or like extra blood vials, right? The third one is more of a toss-up. Also, if you want to get like some actual decent matches in that's not super janky, because it's going to be janky regardless, you might want to put your matchmaking on local. Do keep in mind if you're invading someone else, they will cut your HP down. That is why you do stack your HP up with the runes because now we are at a severe disadvantage. I did want to bow, but it's too late now, so. You can see a lot of damage. But that's why we're carrying this pistol with us, guys, because we need the extra damage ourselves. You can see the damage for them is very high though, right? Because I'm sure that person had a lot of top tier stuff on them. And I know we did a gun spam right there, but I know they really wanted to heal. I know they were dying to heal. Right there, guys, if we were capped out on everything, we probably would have did the one shot, right? If we had all our stats up. Keep in mind, we don't have 50 HP yet. We don't have our other stats fully min-maxed out. Do keep that in mind, folks. And the reason we're jumping off here is just so that I can get all my stuff back without having to teleport again. The one thing, good thing about the rifle spear is that a lot of people don't use it, so they're not used to fighting it a lot of the time. One of the bad things is since the rifle spear is not a meta weapon, it doesn't do the best damage, right? So there's a little bit of give and take there. As you can see, when they hit me, it hurt. It hurt real bad. But we're gonna make this rifle spear great again, guys. And I really wanted to have my bow here. Right, most good duelists start off with that. I just realized I didn't have it on, so I didn't want to waste their time. Not bad though, guys. What do you think? It's not pretty good. Pretty good. And we'll do one more. Maybe we'll get them again and they could get their run back. Keep in mind this is the repeating pistol, so I needed it for the extra bit of damage it was gonna do. Because I know we're not capped out, right? We're not fully capped out, so I needed the extra bit of damage. Usually the blunderbuss is good if they're sidestepping a lot to get a heal out, I've realized. You really don't want them to get that off, because especially like this build is incomplete here, because then you'll just be starting the fight from zero again. See, we need 4 more points into fight, and then we'll do, I think strength we can get to around 25. Oh, I guess we're in there, boys. There they are over there. You can see them. Sometimes people don't want to duel, they're just trying to get through their game. If they do that, we just try to kill them. Alright, that's all. Most people are here to duel and to fight. So, but some people will just, you can see he doesn't want to do anything here, he's just watching me, so we're just gonna get this over with. Here we go, we're gonna waste time. That was just a regular guy, guys. He didn't want to do it. So we just try to get that over with. That way, they can respawn and we can just find something else to do. Keep in mind, fighting with regular people who aren't used to dueling is always going to be different. Mostly because when people are used to like PvPing, there are like a couple patterns you can see. People that are playing regular, they kind of just go crazy, right? They'll button mash, they'll start rolling and running, they don't focus on the fight. They might not dodge as well as other people, but sometimes that does help them out. I do think we're done here though, because I don't want to interrupt too many people's games like that. We'll do like a dedicated PvP stream once we're ready. But that's a little taste, right? It's a lot of fun. Like most of the Dark Souls games, I do enjoy the PvP aspect of it. Much less in a lot of the newer ones. Elden Ring, for example, the PvP is really bad in there, in my opinion. I don't like a lot of the super specials you can do, just like drop big AoEs on the floor. But I could probably, if I sat down, like try to get into it. That would be a lot of work, though. It'd definitely be a lot of work. Okay. All right, so we're almost done here. We're almost at the end of the stream too, guys. It went by pretty quickly. I thought we'd be stuck on the Orphan for a lot longer than we were. That is kind of why we were getting prepared a little bit earlier than usual. But it just didn't happen. I'm trying to think if we missed anything here. We did miss a couple things, huh? Okay. We did miss a few things. I see. Hmm. So we can attempt to, let's go to the Hunter's Nightmare. Let's see if we can get Lawrence down. I don't think we got him because we don't have a certain rune. We don't have the Embrace rune. So we'll try to get that before we wrap up the stream tonight. This build is coming along. We're still gonna have to think of a decent backup weapon though, right? I think we'll think of one once we have everything located stat-wise. We'll see what's a good, usually you pair this with like the Rider Palash. But I've been using the Rider Palash a lot and kind of tired of it. So I am fairly sure we can get Lawrence. He might just hit me really hard and we'll be sad. But we'll see. The jerks, man. That was even a bit of touchdown. It might have been a good idea to have some extra blood on this one. So really, we want this guy out. Oh. I can't believe that happened. I was hoping that Aura would be done. So really, we want him out that way. He gets distracted, right? But we have no choice now, because he's already buffed up. So we're down a couple of lives. I wish my waist looked like that. Uh-oh. I feel like we're definitely gonna die here. I got a bad feeling. That is a grab. That definitely was a grab right there. Uh-oh. That was I could go around them, but my tackle might put me into that fire at the end. It's kind of what we're holding off on them. I like how I didn't hit him at all. He has an attack that I really don't like. It's this one right here. They gave it to the Magma Worm in Elden Ring, which really pissed me off, honestly. This is probably even worse because he always has that little lava trail behind him. Relax. Uh-oh. You guys so loud on like that. I think I would have died right there, actually, if I didn't get it. You see, no matter what I do, he's always protected. If you stay too far away, he will start just spitting up lava a lot of the times. So as risky as this is, you might want to get in on that a little bit. Nice. Okay. Okay, we did pretty good. So we have the Embracer in there. I don't think we'll be using it too much. Maybe we can make the Beast Claw like a nice backup weapon. We'll see, right? I'm really not sure what the secondary one is going to be. Okay, so we'll take a look at the Breacing Ruin. I don't think we need it. We're very glass cannony enough as it is. And we don't attack nearly often enough for us to get any use of it. Right, but there it goes. After repeated experiments in controlling the Scourge of the Beast, the General Embrace Rune was discovered. When its implementation failed, the Embrace became a forbidden rune. But this knowledge became a foundation of the Healing Church. Those who swear this oath take on a ghastly form and enjoy accentuated transformation effects, especially when wielding a beast weapon. So that's the clue to use it with the Beast Claw. If you put it on here, you turned all werewolf now, you're all beasted out. You look pretty cool. I kind of like it. I do wish you had a longer snout. I guess you would say. You never blink. This is technically a mask. Technically a helmet. But for what we're doing here, we're not going to use that. It is good for weapons where you will get a lot of attacks out, right? So Blades of Mercy, if you're doing a lot of Blade of Mercy combos. Beast Claw. Do keep in mind it'll up your beast, so it'll turn you real glass cannony. You want like a high endurance kind of build with that. Right, even the Rider to an extent, you could probably get a lot of use out of it. More than likely. So I do think we got everything complete. So tomorrow we can get started on the Chalice Dungeons. I'm not quite sure what else we have to do here, honestly. Aside from killing German. Or aside from killing German and farming like Blood Echoes, we're pretty much done with this whole thing. Oh, also Amygdala. We can get Amygdala as well. Maybe we should do that first, huh? That will be part of the Chalice dungeon runs. No, we'll save that for tomorrow. We'll get him first out the way, and then we will start the Chalice dungeons. I think that's a better idea. So I do think, guys, we are done mostly with everything I wanted to do today. So I think we'll wrap it up a little bit early, only like 10-15 minutes early, guys. I have been uploading a lot of PvP clips on YouTube, so I hope you guys do enjoy that. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, I do want to say I appreciate it. Why don't you watch me live, guys? 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We usually go for about 2 hours or so. I do kind of want to extend the stream. Maybe after New Year's we can look at that and see what we can do. But yeah, I hope to catch you guys tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow, guys, Chalice Dungeon runs. Amygdala, we gotta get him out the way. Chalice Dungeons, we gotta work on getting our runes up. We do need quite a few of them. As you can see, we can work on finishing up the build as well. Remember, guys, the plan is 50 Vite, and then I think about 15 Arcane, and if we can manage it, 25 Strength. That is the plan. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow, guys. So, I'm going to head out. I hope to catch you guys tomorrow next time. Later, guys. Have a good night, everybody. See you next time. Tomorrow.